are the sort of visual signs that you're looking at. Have a look at Yolanta and tell me what you think. Don't insult me. Poor girl.
Shoulders
You're looking at shoulders.
and the spine.
Okay. What are you looking for? That she's got one?
Obviously she does.
They're equal.
You're looking for differences on
Differences.
You are looking, yes, you're looking for imbalances. You're looking for excessive curvature. You're looking for any signs of imbalances in the body. Right. So, what have you noticed?
So left side. That
Right.
is too
Now, let me tell
scapular.
you something that's really, really difficult to do. You can't judge the body when it's laying down. This is why we do a body assessment when someone's standing up. Because when you're laying down, you put pressure on different parts of your body, so you don't actually know what it looks like. So the only thing you can look at is like the thoracic curve, the lumbar curve, and the development of the muscles, shoulders, how far apart they sit, and so on. But you can't really judge, unless they're standing, about their sort of postural alignment. And even with the spine, if someone is lying, they can actually twist on the couch without even realizing that they're leaning over to one side. Okay, one of the tests we do is place your fingers either side of the spine and just along the edge of the vertebra, just track down to feel if there's any part of the spine which sticks up. Because what that tells you is that the vertebra is slightly rotated.
So you're actually on the spine rather than either side.
You're either side of the spine. You know what the vertebra looks like?
Yeah.
It looks like it's got a slight indentation as it comes out. It looks like the horns of
Yeah.
like a cow. So when you go down there, what you're looking for is anything which is more protruding on one side than the other. And she has one there. So it tells me that this muscle here is pulling straight away.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I know it is. I'm telling you.
I know that. I can feel it.
So when you go down, it should be an even run.
Okay.
And if it's not, and you feel one side is slightly raised, when you're doing your treatment, remember that, because you need to ease out that muscle. And if you ease out the muscle, it actually allows the vertebra to go back into place.
Okay.
So you don't need a manipulation or anything, you just need to relax the muscles. So, and you can actually, that's quite an obvious one here. So when you're doing this, when you're doing the back, always check the spine first. Because if you have a vertebra that's very much semi-rotating, and you put pressure on, it can actually pull it over to, further to one side. And that can be just your general petrissage movements, rather than anything directly related to that point. Okay? What else have we got here? Now, when you're looking at the back, remember to look at the top of the hips as well, because that has an impact on how the lumbar region is. Right, so let me palpate and tell you what's happening here. Okay, there's a strong pull across the medius. It's very tight in there, which would indicate that the lumbar region here will have some pressure because it's all pulling along that line. All right, these muscles are very, very contracted, especially as you get into the upper thoracic region.
Is that a common area there, Ron, for people?
It's a postural one.
Yeah.
So people have bad posture.
Yeah.
These muscles
Yeah.
would be pulling because they're in the shoulders. And generally when that happens, it's because they haven't got a balance in the anterior muscles. So that's straight away. Anyone, most people, but especially large-breasted women, will have this because everything is pulled forward. That's why with women athletes, you don't have to worry because they don't have any breasts.
I did notice that with a couple of my case studies
Yeah.
in the last course.
Yes.
A
that
real
they have that
thick
curve.
band, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Her back is tight all over. Right, let me check these arms over. You don't have to just feel it's like the rotator cuff muscles here are all catching there. Got very weak posterior deltoids, so there's no strength there. These are observations, criticism. If I wanted to criticize you, I would say,
I know.
why have you got such weak posterior deltoids? Right. Okay. Right. This is a very thick person. No, I mean, this is a very thick trapezius, which means there's a lot of work being done along the top of the shoulders. So her posture would certainly be affected by this.
Yeah.
Right? It could be something, and this is something you have to be very careful with as a therapist, because these muscles can really dominate your treatment. So there's a lot going on. Look, there's no give in that muscle whatsoever.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah. So that all of this stuff is to remember what you're going to focus on when you treat. Well, how does that feel?
It's better than on the right side.
Okay. Good to know. It's good to know. Why do women have these marks so indented in their bodies? It's like they've been tortured.
Yes, it is. It's exactly what it is.
It is to support, actually. I
Mm.
work where I might have to measure people too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do actually
There must be a more,
with my
there
job.
must be a more comfortable way of.
But they say when when I came to my new company, they say if your bra is too loose, it doesn't give you enough support. Therefore, you have to measure tighter.
Is
And
this in IT?
no, really.
What's your new company? No, I actually feel
Too much.
whenever I do a female client, I always feel they've been tortured all day because some of them
is.
got such strong
That's
indentations.
nothing. Trust
I
me.
know. There was one woman that came in, and you could actually put your fingers in the groove where the bra was. I just thought, God, you have to wear that all day.
Yeah,
See, you suffer a lot.
it's
Oh,
true.
shut up.
You will be in a minute.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to show you a way of doing this, but you don't have to stick to it, yeah? Because depending on how I feel, I do different things. I can start one side after Raj by just doing some general petrissage, which I do with the heel of my hand, or the palm of my hand, so they're quite strong pressure. I can do one side at a time, so you're supporting yourself. And I like to get into the top of the glutes quite early on. Now, you can move around the couch. If you find this uncomfortable, move around the couch. You can do some picking up. What? When you're doing this, try to feel the tone of the muscle. So that will determine what sort of pressure you can apply. Right. The scale of flabby to as 1 and very toned at 10. I'm working with a. What do you think? What would you say?
I'm not going to be the one to say it. Whatever it is, it's better than mine.
You have harder.
No, it's off
Okay,
that.
okay, yeah.
No,
It's-
I don't want to be seen as a person insulting. I was teaching a class last week, and this woman said to me, "How old do you think I am?" I said, I don't like giving people their age, because if you don't get it right, they feel insulted.
Mm.
She said, no, I won't be insulted. How old do you think I am? I said, 52. She said, I'm 44.
She asked for it.
Yeah, I know. But she was very upset.
What did
Oh,
she
yeah.
ask then?
Because she thought she looked really good for her age.
Yeah.
And I sort of disillusioned her.
Did you do that on purpose?
I tend to do.
A little bit.
Yeah. I was going to say 60, but I thought I better not, just in case.
It's gonna be that hard.
Right. Now, when you do your picking up, and sometimes you can't get hold of the muscle if they're very well toned. None in this case, but if you get someone, unless you can.
So glad I'm not on the table.
I'm not behind, yeah. I'm volunteering here.
There's another movement you can do, which works with very tight muscles. You have your hands on the side diagonal, and a bit like you're ringing,
Yeah, yeah.
you push one hand and you pull the other. You see how you trap the tissue diagonally, and you squeeze it. We call this a scissoring movement.
Scissoring.
You see? So, if the muscle's really tight, rather than you trying to pick it up,
Mm.
you get some compression working with it. It's actually more difficult than it looks. How does it feel?
Very good.
And don't come too close together, otherwise you'll pinch.
Mm.
And then I tend to split the back into sections. Certainly with the erector spinae muscles. You can use your thumbs. Ooh, it's really tight. You can use your fingers. Pressure.
It's good.
You can use your reinforced thumb. So you're there.
Reinforced thumb.
Yeah, you see, there's no pressure in your thumb. It's all coming from your top hand.
Mm.
It's just resting there. And then you can just find that point. There we go. Breathe.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
Do you have to be very careful with this part because it's so near the spine?
Not on your lantern.
I have a metal spine. You know.
Not at all. See, the knock-on effect of doing that side, it's the side's relaxed already. Yeah. It's much less contracted. Okay. How does it feel?
Not really good. Ow!
Not really good?
No, not at all. I have a feeling like you were on the spine, actually. Not on the side.
You sure?
Yeah. Oh, God.
You'll soon tell. I'll paralyze you. There's your spine. That's your
Yeah,
spine.
yeah.
This is where I am on. So you don't even know your erector spinae from your spine. Okay, see how that's gone red?
Mm.
Look how quickly it dissipates. It means that you're not overworking
Mm.
and you're not bruising. Look, see? It's going already.
Unless it's Rachel.
I've still got the bruise. 2 weeks now. Really? Yeah. It's nearly gone.
There's some really good movements you can do here. Let me just strip this muscle a little. Take the arm up, work across the rotator cuff. Now, if you're working with someone who's very, very strong, and you want to get a lot of action on this, you can actually
I'm not that strong.
you can bring the arm out and just hold the static pressure. Push down against my hand.
Oh, that's the same action actually which we have done with the leg, isn't it?
Yes. So you're there.
Mm.
And if you find your hands are too weak, Push down.
Whatever it is.
Push down?
No,
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 push down, push down.
Yeah, no, that one's a bugger.
I-
That one.
I don't have a strength actually to do this when you're pressing with your elbow.
Push down. You go in the wing position. Or you can work on the rhomboids. I'm going cross fiber on the rhomboids. Hold their hand, you can tell if they're sweating then, so you know what's happening. And here again, if you get a very strong muscular person, you can use your elbow
Be bravery around you.
and just strip that area.
That's enough.
You don't know what enough is.
God,
I will tell you.
no.
Right, on this side I'm going to show you something different as well. Bring the arm up. You grip the muscle. And use the arm with a static contraction. Rotate the cuff. And remember these small muscles. Try and get your fingers in between them. So you can actually release individually. Notice she's got a healthy glow on her back now. Right, now look at this. Limited mobility in that shoulder. Tight rhomboids. So let's try and free that. So, here I go. Right, push the elbow against my hand. Right, you can feel that's where it's catching, just there. Okay, relax.
I think she's crying.
No, she's enjoying the experience. She's just thinking, I'm so glad.
No. I thought I will be glad, but I'm not.
You did volunteer,
I'm
so
afraid
Let's try and release these a
Yeah.
little. So you can really strip the muscle here.
Is it a bit like when you do it to the foot?
Yes, very much. Yeah. How does it feel?
It's okay.
It's okay. That's good. And I love this movement.
No, no.
This is such a good movement. 'Cause you
Is it
can-
like a pin, almost like a pinch?
No, 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 you're flicking the fibers.
Ow!
Okay.
No, no, that's enough. That's enough, honestly.
You're flicking the fibers, so you're actually getting in between and releasing those fibers. And then when you're really confident in what you're doing, you can come here and grab them both. And literally lift the body.
You lift the body.
Well, not quite, but that's the amount of pressure. So you really stretch through
You're pulling it up.
and working through those fibers.
So that's on the glutes.
That's on the, just on the medius. How does that feel?
Delightful.
Can't even describe it, honestly.
What? You can't describe it.
No.
Lisa,
not on
can I have
film.
some more?
It's too early. The watershed's not on.
I have a tear already.
there. Just finish off.
Got a nice soundtrack to this one.
You know what I thought about Donna actually, when she's been a body, we should have a music upstairs, so she would tune up with the.
You couldn't have heard it because the fan was blowing.
Mm.
That's why the fan's not on. That's why everything's so quiet. There we go. Now, generally, once you've done this, they're so traumatized they don't want to move. So that's about. There are a few more things we can do.